All right, the turning point and table of values. So if you're given an equation and you have to find the turning point, this is what you do. First of all, you need to put it in the correct sequence for a quadratic equation, which is y equals a squared plus, y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So you always have to put the squared at the front, then the thing that's just times by the x, and then the number by itself. So for this example, we would go y equals, move that to the front, x squared. Then we move this, and remember we always keep the sign in front of it, so it's take 4x, and then the number by itself, and because it's a positive 3, it's plus 3. All right, once we've got our number like that, we have to look at what is the values of a, b, and c. Let's do that on the next page. Oh. What is the value of a, b, and c? So here we can see that there's only one x, so that's number 1. There's a negative 4 in front of that, and there's a 3. So remember that's a, b, c. So our a equals 1, our b equals negative 4, and our c equals 3. Then this is the formula that you need to learn for the turning point. The turning point formula is negative b over 2 times a. Remember, if there's nothing in between a number and something else, it's times. So we replace our letters. So our b is negative 4. So that's negative, negative 4, and then 2 times, and our a is 1. So we do both of those. Negative over negative is a positive, so that's 4, and 2 times 1 is 2. Then we go the top number divided by the bottom number. 4 divided by 2 equals 2. So our turning point is when x equals 2. All right? Then we draw up a table like this. I would recommend having 7 boxes along there that are empty, and you take the turning point, which was 2, and you put it in the middle box. Then you go up and down on each side. So that's 3, 4, 5, 1, 0, negative 1. Then for each of these numbers, you will have to substitute the value of that into your equation. So let's start with the turning point, 2. So y equals, wherever we see x, we replace it with 2. So 2 squared minus 4 times 2 plus 3. 2 squared, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 3. 4 take 8 is negative 4 plus 3 equals negative 1. So that's negative 1. Then we have we can do this one, 3. Y equals 3 squared, take 4 times 3 plus 3. 3 times 3 is 9, minus 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3. 9 take 12 is negative 3, plus 3 is 0. All right, then we do 4. Y equals 4 squared, take 4 times 4, plus 3. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 3. 16 take 16 is 0, plus 3 equals 3. And then the 5, y equals 5 squared, take 4 times 3 plus 3. 5 times 5 is 25. Oh, sorry, that's meant to be a 5, sorry. 4 times 5 is 20 plus 3. 25 take 20 is 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. All right, now we go back the other way. This is the 1. So y equals 1 squared, take 4 times 1 plus 3. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3. 1 take 4 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. Then we do the 0. Y equals 0 squared, take 4 times 0 plus 3. 0 squared is 0. 4 times 0 is 0 plus 3. 0 take 0 is 0 plus 3 equals 3. And negative 1. Y equals negative 1 squared. Take 4 times negative 1 plus 3. Negative 1 times negative 1. A negative times a negative makes a positive, so that's 1. Negative 4 times negative 1. A negative times a negative makes a positive, so that's 4. Positive 4 plus 3. 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 3 equals 8. Now this is really cool because if you've used your turning point formula and now you've put that turning point in the middle, then as you can see, this side should be exactly the same as this side. So you can almost check that you've got it right. And if that's not looking right, then you know that's not your turning point. But we know this is the turning point because either side is correct. Then you'd have to plot it on the graph. I haven't done that one, but you should be able to do it. Remember, this is x, this is y. So our turning point would be 2 along and 1 down because it's negative. Then this would be 3 along and on the 0. This would be 1 along and on the 0. 4 along and on the 3. 1, 2, 3. 0 on the 0 and on the 3. 5 along and on the 8. And negative 1 along and on the 8. And then lightly draw parabola. All right. I'm going to smash out one really quick one again in case you didn't get it. If you do understand, just start practicing, or even maybe don't watch the rest, practice. If you get it right, you're good. If you don't, watch the next one. All right, here, this one, it's already in the correct order. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So we already have our squared, then our x, then our number. So let's figure out the turning point. We want to know a, b, c. Our a has a value of 1 because there's nothing there. Our b has a value of 2 and it's a positive. And our c has a value of 5 and it's a negative. So maybe we should write that as equals. All right, then remember our formula. Our turning point formula, which you need to memorize, is negative b 2 times a. All right, so we replace. Our b is 2. So we go negative 2 over 2 times a, 2 times 1. Negative 2 over 2 times 1 is 2. And if we go, and just remember you got your calculator, so you can type negative 2 divided by 2 into your calculator, and that's negative 1. So our turning point happens at negative 1. All right, let's look. I'm going to draw a table. Oops, sorry. I'm going to draw a table like this. Do it in half, do it in half, do it in half. Half again. Down the middle. X, Y. What was our turning point? Was negative 1. And then we go up and we go down. So up is 0, 1, 2. Down is negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Okay, then we just substitute into the formula. I like to start with the turning point. So y equals negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1 take 5. Negative 1 times negative 1, a negative times a negative is a positive. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times negative 1 is going to be negative 2 take 5. So 1 take 2 is negative 1 take 5. And negative 1 take 5 is negative 6. All right, let's do 0. Y equals 0 squared plus 2 times 0 take 5. This is going to equal 0 plus 0 take 5. So that's going to equal negative 5. All right, let's do 1. Y equals 1 squared plus 2 times 1 take 5. 1 times 1 is 1. Plus 2 times 1 is 2, take 5. 1 plus 2 is 3, take 5. 3 take 5 is negative 2. All right, let's do this 2. Y equals 2 squared plus 2 times 2, take 5. 2 squared equals 4. 2 times 2 equals 4, take 5. 4 plus 4 is 8, take 5 is 3. All right, now you might be tempted to just write the opposite down here, but that's risky because this is a good way to check you're right rather than just assuming you're right. So let's do negative 2. Y equals negative 2 squared plus 2 times negative 2, take 5. Negative 2 squared. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4, take 5. 4, take negative 4. 4 take 4 is 0, take 5 is negative 5. All right, we're looking good. Let's try the last ones. Y equals negative 3 squared plus 2 times negative 3, take 5. Negative 3 squared, negative times a negative is a positive. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus what's 2 times negative 3? That's minus 6. 9 take 6 is 3, take 5. 3 take 5 is negative 2. All right, last one to check. Y equals negative 4 squared plus 2 times negative 4, take 5. Negative 4 squared is 16 plus 2 times negative 4 is negative 8, take 5. 16 take 8 is 8, take 5. 8 take 5 is 3. Perfect. Plot it on a graph. This is the turning point. You're good to go. Email me if you have any questions. I've emailed you questions to practice. Get going. You've got this.